every month, almost, for my group program, I do a What's New on LinkedIn for January 2026, since there was not a lot of new stuff that happened between the end of the year and the holidays. I'm going over what I thought were the biggest changes, not the best, not the worst, but the ones that I thought were most important for my clients who are predominantly independent business owners, solopreneurs. And what were those, Mary? Well, first, before I even get started, I love LinkedIn and I love my Get LinkedIn group that I've got, where I give people regular tips, free Q&As, co-working once a month, and what's new when there's stuff that's new. And that's also scheduled once a month. And before I talk about what's new, I have two major shout outs to do. One of those is to Janice Berrien, who is a LinkedIn coach, my coach, has a lot of great people, and also Kevin D. Turner, who is sort of the clearinghouse of all the changes that happen on LinkedIn. So when any of us see something new, we say, "Hey, Kevin, this happened." And then he reports them out. So he's sort of the gatherer and reporter. In 2025, there were 154 changes, which I think is less than there were in 2024. There's still a lot. Top changes from 2025. LinkedIn has changed the way they allow searches from free accounts. Reach out to me if you want to know more information. Nigel Cliff, yet another LinkedIn guru, did a great explanation of using Boolean searches on Google to find out information on LinkedIn. So find that. Another thing that happened is LinkedIn is starting to get a little more fussy about people using unapproved tools on LinkedIn. So when you're using any scheduling tools, make sure that it's on their approved vendor list. They get a little bit persnickety about that at times. Two things that were kind of really good for visibility on LinkedIn that people should be paying more attention to. Comments are very, very hot. And LinkedIn likes when we're on the platform and creating conversation, because if conversation is happening on LinkedIn, that means people aren't leaving LinkedIn. LinkedIn is happy. LinkedIn rewards the people that create conversations. Another thing that was very hot on LinkedIn this year was video. People are doing more video. People are spending more time watching video. And one thing to always remember when you're working on LinkedIn is that the average LinkedIn user has an attention span longer than that of a goldfish. So you could do LinkedIn that's a little bit longer than that 30 seconds to a minute that they like over on Instagram. Because if you're an intelligent person with a lot to say and a lot to offer, you might not be able to get it all out in 30 seconds. I know I sometimes have a little bit of trouble with that. Uh, Another interesting thing that has happened is LinkedIn is starting to give how many profile views or new followers you get with impressions from posts, which gives you a little bit more information about what people are paying attention to. And the notifications kind of grow the longer the post is there. So if you put something up and there's nothing after 12 minutes, let it sit and see what happens. Two things that were depreciated kind of went away. Hashtags are not, they just aren't on LinkedIn anymore. You can possibly use one or two really branded hashtags, but they're not being used for searches. They're just sort of passe. That's okay. We can live without them. And the other thing that died in 2025 that this made me incredibly happy when it happened. LinkedIn used to encourage people to write collaborative articles, but kind of, in my opinion, the collaborative articles were just there to feed their AI farm knowledge base, and I don't necessarily want my ideas just used to feed something else. So the day that kind of went away, I was actually pretty happy about it. So those are just some of the things that I thought were valuable from last year. If you have any questions, you can reach out and ask me for more information. LinkedIn is a fabulous platform for connecting with people worldwide. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, hits every single time zone in the world. It's a great platform for online networking. And if you are not using it, you should think about using it some more. If you are using it and aren't getting results that you think you should have, reach out to me or another LinkedIn expert and say, hey, is there something I could be shifting around here? Because a lot of times when I look at people's LinkedIn profiles and their activities, I can see a few things that need a little bit of extra attention. I'm Mary Wu. I am a LinkedIn speaker, trainer, and consultant. And if you know a group that would need information, especially more information, dig in a little deeper on any of these topics or other topics to do with LinkedIn, feel free to reach out to me and have a great day.